let's see how we can talk today about this whole. Oh, guys!
What are you guys doing?
This is set. This is set.
Okay.
You have to leave the set now.
We shall see you later.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye.
Please don't let that dog pee anywhere.
Okay.
See ya. Okay. Hello.
Hi, hello, and welcome to another episode
of Love and Everything in Between. So I think today we'll talk about kids and parenting.
Raising kids.
These kids, like
raising kids in this
everywhere.
current generation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Raising kids is a tricky one. Mm-hmm. But yeah,
Let's
go for
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go for it. So, children. Anybody ever watch that Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, that country that they all flew to with the car where there were no children at all, like zero. And then they finally had like 2 children land in the place. And then they had a child catcher. Yes.
I've not watched Chitty Bang Bang.
Oh, are you serious? They had a child catcher. So child catcher has like a really big nose and could smell the children.
Kids.
Yes.
Okay.
And then
So what's
they
the
went
moral
around and they caught
what's the moral
children.
of the film?
No, that's not the moral of the film. I just
No,
remember
I'm asking
that
that what's the moral? Because what
Why did
brought-
I bring this
yes.
up? Children.
What happened to them?
They're
a
extra.
blessing from God.
They're a blessing from God. They're amazing, but they're also a lot of work. They're not exactly the easiest things to deal with, people to deal with, and the easiest people to raise because you have to raise them. So I mean, I remember at the beginning of our relationship when we were doing the checklist.
Yes.
Remember the checklist?
This ultimate list
Yes, this is my checklist.
that never
Without the
seemed
person.
to
Never seemed to what?
be filled totally.
No, it was filled now. Like, we looked at different areas of things. We talked about, what didn't we talk about on the list?
You spoke about everything.
Yes, but that was the whole point. And I mean, it's important to know who's going to go buy fuel. That's key. It's important to know what your career goals are.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
I
important.
agree.
It's important to know how many children you want to have, if you want to have children.
And if I may ask, what was your answer to how many children?
But you know this now.
No, but they don't. So.
Okay, so I didn't want to have any children. Zero.
Any particular reason why?
So it was a combination of things, but one major thing for me was that I felt like too many people were having children and didn't understand the responsibility of having a child. So people would just be like, oh, I got married. What's the next thing? Let's have a child. Let's just have children.
But what's wrong with that?
It doesn't make any sense.
How?
Because there's no reason for it. You're doing it just because. It's totally irrational. Like, I want a dog just because I want a dog. There's no idea of the responsibility that a dog entails. I want to get married just because I want to have a big splashy wedding and look really cool on Instagram. But they don't look at the work that goes into getting married.
Okay.
So it's the same thing with children. People just have children and then they abdicate the responsibility of raising the children to other people, nannies, grandma, whatever. They think once you push out the child, that's
You're
it.
done.
Then you just have to pay school fees, and which doesn't make any sense. So my challenge was, I'd seen children in horrendous situations, and I didn't want to have children that would be in that kind of situation. Then there was also, I grew up in a polygamous family, you get. So I know what it's, I've seen the good, I've seen the bad of having like a lot of children in one place.
Fighting for attention? Or?
Yes, fighting for attention, even what children get up to when there's no supervision by adults. So, I'm thinking, okay, I want to have children. I need to make sure that those children are going to be good, responsible children. They're going to grow up with the right values. They're going to be well adjusted. They're going to fulfill purpose. There's just so much that comes with having children. it's not just about having them for the sake of having.
Yeah.
And I looked at that responsibility, and in all honesty, I wasn't sure that I was up to that task.
Ready for it.
You know, I wasn't sure that it was something.
Sure, you're
that
not up to the task, or you just were not ready for it.
I wasn't sure I was up to the task. I mean, I'm right now. Parenting for me is pay as you go. Do you understand? As I'm doing it, I'm figuring it out. It's not like I have the big formula of, oh, this is exactly how to raise children.
Trust me, no one ever gives anybody the formula.
That's my point. And they don't come with a manual.
No, they don't.
You know, so yeah, that was my major challenge. I was like, I don't get why people just want to pop children out.
They don't pop them
Yes, they
out.
do. People just marry and then I've been pregnant for 5 years. Just being pregnant. How about the kids? Like,
what makes you think the person that has been pregnant?
Sorry, you're not my bro, my love. Go out onto the streets and see kids. There are kids everywhere. There's kids begging. There are kids stealing. There are kids. Do you understand? I mean, society is messed up enough.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, you bring more people into the world that you're not able to cater for. And catering for is not financial. It's not material. There's emotional. There's spiritual. You know, there's just so much that goes into raising a child, and I don't understand why, like, people don't get that. That's why you have horrendous parents or horrendous children, or, I mean, children don't ask to be born. You can't choose your parents.
Yeah.
So whatever you get, you're stuck with it. So if a child is born and gets into an abusive home or gets born into an irresponsible home, they're stuck with it. There's nothing they can do about it. They can't change it.
Okay, but look at you now, and you have 2 kids that you can't
live without.
Exactly. Like, what was the switch? Was it circumstance? Do you think the circumstance was kind of an attribute to you having to accept kids? Because I know I wanted to have kids. I wanted to have 2 kids.
I'd always read about those moments, you know,
where you connect,
where the light would shine, and
there's
then
no
I would
light
hold the
shining.
child, and then I would just bond and everything, and it did not happen.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at him like, okay, so we need to feed you, you need to change your diaper, you understand? And because I'm the kind of person who doesn't believe in abdicating responsibility, I was like, okay, this is my child, so I'm responsible for him. So I will feed him, I will bathe him, I will burp him, I will go to the hospital with him, I will, you know, dance around with him in the middle of the night, I will cater to his needs, I will make sure that he's okay and he's well. And
he's well taken care of.
It was until, you know, he almost choked while I was trying to give him gripe water one day that it occurred to me that, oh my God, I'm feeling something. Like, I feel something for this baby. And that was when it clicked for me, and I was like, okay, yes, this is my son. It's mine. And it was cool because he felt like a little brother, person, friend that was really cute, and, you know, you could, you know, chick magnets with him and all those kind of things. It was just really nice. And you could dress him up in nice little clothes and everything. So yeah, that was nice. And then, you know, while I was still, you know, adjusting to the whole Tenny process, like, okay, I'm beginning to accept that, you know, this is my son and all that. You know, you guys now ganged up on me, you, Monsieur, and my sister, watching you. Just ganged up on me and said, you could have a second child. God forbid you not have a second child. You must have a second child. The second child must come. And I'm like,
so are you saying we pressured you into having a second child? I don't understand.
Well, you did.
But I always wanted 2 kids.
But I didn't want any. So where's my compromise in this?
You love them now.
That's not the point. The point is...
But we agreed.
No, we did not.
We did.
No, we didn't.
You don't remember?
No, it was...
You don't remember?
It was kalu.
But if I...
It was if you get pregnant within this period of time...
This is for Ayomiko, right?
Yes. Then we would have a second child. If you don't...
It's off the table. But I got pregnant.
Yeah, scammer.
So how did that...
I don't know how you pulled it off.
I don't understand.
Scammed me to having a second child.
You said, when I told you I wanted a second child, you said,
I said,
you have a window.
But I kept saying no.
No, but you now said, okay, I have a window. It was the
pressure that made me now say we have a window. So you pressurized me.
So if I didn't pressurize you, you were fine with Tenny being an only child.
I literally was good. I had no
But how... I feel like an only child, we might have spoiled him more. Because
when I go spoil.
no, don't say
1
that.
or 2
No,
or 10.
no,
It's
I
just
don't
my
agree.
opinion.
Because Tenny got away to a lot of things.
That's he's not getting away with no?
Yes.
Ah,
Yes.
Okay. So I don't.
Now you let me talk to them. Tenny, you wouldn't let me talk to him.
That was a phase.
So that's what I'm saying.
Because
and it was
like I
affecting
said,
the marriage.
It was like mine.
It was yours,
My
but I
little-
carried him.
My little person, friend, homie, brother, baby. That was just cute and the big chubby cheeks.
Exactly. So my point exactly was that your actions at that time actually had made a strain in our relationship.
So children, that's my point. Children, in addition to being responsibility, also add some strain on a relationship.
No, but because you were taking everything all for yourself. If you agree to share it how it's normally supposed to be.
So who says what's normal?
What do you mean who says what's normal? Is it a one-man thing?
No, that's my point. Who says what's normal? So part of me wanting to do everything and all that with him is part of the having a child. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, if he was not there, I would not want to do everything
those things, yes.
and have him all to myself. Do you get what I mean? So it's part of the process. That's my point.
So, but if I didn't keep you in check, or if I didn't tell
if
you...
we didn't have the child, we would not even be having the conversation.
And so we have the child.
That's my point. So my point, my big point, which I'm still making, is the child or the children come with their own set of challenges, which includes affecting the marriage, which includes people acting out in ways that they normally would not act out in. So, for example, I did not see myself as a possessive over a child person until I actually had one. Then it clicked to me. And that strain happened because we had one. Do you get what I mean? We had challenges with agreeing on
style of upbringing,
how to raise him, how to discipline, things like that. And those ones are not even on my list. Because my list did not factor did not factor in
children.
Per se, you understand? My list was like...
But your list...
My list was like, so we're going to do this thing, and then we'll just go... Every like summer, we'll just travel, and then every winter, we'll travel, and then when we have a break, we'll travel, and then we'll just see the world, and then we'll go out dancing, and then we'll have wine all the time.
Did you say go out dancing?
Yeah, at that time.
Because when I say take me out on
at that time, this is now. So you see, all those things, all these things.
Oh, wait, sorry. All which things?
It's part of it.
This is what stopped you from doing those things on your list.
Because, so here it is, right. I compartmentalize.
Hey, good.
Do you understand? I have compartments in my head. And there are different
compartments.
So once compartment don't full like that, I'm thinking, okay, like, do I still have the energy to do? So it's extra for me. I love my children. I won't trade them for anything. That's the truth. I love them absolutely.
Would you change it if you had the chance?
Mostly, I'm super hands-on. Would I change it if I had the chance? Having experienced them now, I would probably still have kids. Maybe not at the time that we had them though.
Okay.
Because it was a lot for me. It was a lot for me to deal with. I was just still accepting and understanding the first child, trying to make my peace with the fact that, okay, yes, now I'm married.
A dad.
And then boom, I have another child. It was a lot for me to handle. So yes, I've experienced them, I love them and everything. So if I could do it all over again, I would have children. But I still wouldn't have children when
we had
children. That was plenty for me, And I think that conversation about having children is a really important one. I think it's very key. And I think it's beyond just, I want this number of children. I think it's also about the quality of life that you give. Yes, that you give these children. It's been an adventure being Tenny's dad and Biko's dad. These are two different individuals, two different ways of processing things, two different personalities, and you need to cater to each one exactly how they need to be catered to, while still keeping the same general yardstick. You want to give them the same values, and it's a massive challenge. It's not easy. So, you know, grandparents, everybody else is going to tell you, have kids. Nobody's going to tell you about the sleepless nights. They're not going to tell you about the incessant hospital visits. They're not going to tell you about the constant crying. They're not going to tell you about the bills. They're not going to tell you about when your child comes home and asks you what a lesbian is. Like, how do you answer that?
Yeah.
You know, so there's just a lot.
For me, I think how we were raised and how kids are raised now are two entirely different things. And for me, it's kind of a challenge because what I know kind of doesn't exist anymore per se, because I keep hearing things like, oh, you need to be more understanding of the child. You need to understand the child's emotions because the child is a human being. And in my head, I'm like, my mom didn't consider my emotions. My mom didn't. So it upsets me a bit, like not like having to know where to draw the line on when not to cross the line. So I think parenting style for me was a really big challenge. And if I could go back, I probably might change my mind about having kids because the times have changed. I thought when I have kids, it would still be how our era was, how the community raised the kids. Like I remember very vividly. I still remember vividly when I went for a party in Festac when my mom thought I was in school, and as I was coming out of the place, I saw my friend's mother. And you know that I'm dead, because she respected the fact I was outside.
So
No, because I could see it in her eyes. Like, if she was going to, so there was that, okay, we're going to meet at home and I'm going to meet your mom at home. You understand? And I already knew I was dead before I got home because she had told my mom. So there was that genuine community love that we grew up in. So even if you had parents that were not physically available, you had people, you had neighbors, you had friends' parents that made sure that you were towing a line. But you see now, everyone is in their compound. Kids don't go out to play because you are constantly protecting them from different things. So it kind of sets me off in the sense like, I don't want to get it wrong. And why I don't want to get it wrong, I also don't want to over spoil them. I don't want to. And then you keep meeting people saying, oh, kids have their own opinion. Let them say, and I'm like, they don't understand. You know, so it was very
to a large extent.
Yeah, so it's very confusing for me because the times have changed, and I understand that there's evolvement. You know, we're evolving as millennials came, things change. As Gen Z came, so I don't even know what their generation is called. I don't even know if they're the Gen Zs or COVID. There's COVID babies. There's COVID children, you know, there's just so much, and it's kind of hard knowing where to drop the law. Like, this is what I want to do, this is the style. I know our parents' ways were not the most effective, but let's not take away from some kids still turned out right in our era.
Yeah,
a lot of us might be messed up because of abuse, verbal abuse.
Was it really?
What?
Was the way of life?
Yes, but these ones don't understand that, and I worry because I noticed. So I noticed Tenny getting to a certain age, and you ask him one or two things, and his response is not quick, and I'm like, nah, bruv. When I was your age, I was sharp. Like, so is it? So I now think back.
But your upbringing
is different.
Completely different. Your time is completely different.
So you get what I'm trying to say now?
Yes, I understand. And to be honest, these challenges are what come up when you decide to have children. And I think a lot of people don't really consider the cost of having children. That's the truth. I don't think people really consider the cost.
Financial cost or...
No, these kinds of things that you just mentioned, they don't think about those things. All they just think about is have a child. Just have a child. It will somehow, it will grow and then become a person and then become, and make me proud. That's it, somehow. The in-between, you know, the in-between. Nobody really looks at the in between the lines. And I mean, I I like the fact that we have, we're better. I mean, as a generation of parents, we're more sensitive to our kids. We listen to them. We try to understand their perspectives, etc., etc. But I also think in some way we've totally lost it because...
Lost what? Values? Or
we've lost the values of parenting properly. You understand?
So what is...
So people
like
don't
you
understand
said, like
that.
you said,
People don't
what is
understand.
the proper... What is the right way?
There's no right... So
exactly.
there's no one size fits all. So there's no right way to raise a child. But, so for example, the average middle class kid, I use the term middle class loosely because Nigeria is the kid, cannot survive on their own. They cannot. Like you see kids like being responsible for their little ones, etc., etc. But go to like all these private school kids and stuff. They are Greek. That's what we're raising. They're just like Greek chickens. You understand? They can't.
So are Greek chickens that will get pecked
by the other chickens? Yes, that's what it is.
So what do we do? What do we put in place to make sure that even if you have Greek kids, because you can't avoid it, it's a lifestyle.
You can avoid it.
No, when I mean you can't avoid it, like okay, you work. There's a nanny. There's a driver.
Our parents worked? Our parents worked. In fact, in my house, my mother worked, my father worked.
Okay. My house, my mom was home. My dad worked.
But that's my point. So it's not a function of whether the parents work or don't work.
And so if we're providing the same things that our parents provided, so what's the difference?
We're not providing the same things. That's my point. We're not providing the same things. So there was a lot more, and I use this term, there was a lot more hands-on and a lot less remote. Now it seems like there's a lot of remote parenting going on. Do you understand? Like, there are kids that don't see their parents except on weekends.
I didn't see my dad for 2 weeks at a stretch.
That's your dad, but you saw your mom.
Yes.
There are kids that don't see their parents.
Okay.
For week, like they don't, because the parents are out at 5 or 4, whatever, just going to work, and they're back. The kids are already asleep. They don't see them. At all. But in our era, that was not really a thing.
No, so in our era, we didn't have as much traffic as we have now. There are too many.
I don't believe that.
No, there are too many factors that have changed from. So even if our parents and we are doing the same thing, I just feel that factors are not allowing.
Yes, there are. So there are external factors. I'm sure that the generation before our parents felt like, this is the way. The ones after that, this is the way. The ones after that, this is the way. But as time evolves, so also will. Like, I mean, how you are going to raise your parents, and you have to adapt without losing the value. I just feel like it's the things that I hear, the things that I see, they just bother me. That's the truth. I'm worried about the kids I have. I'm worried about them more than I would. I feel more than I would, because you mentioned, for example, the whole community is raising a child thing. Yeah. That doesn't really exist
anymore. No.
Like, But
who gives the best gift? Daddy. He got me a PS5.
Hey! What makes you think you
wait. Amiko, who gives the best gift? Think about it very well. My birthday is coming.
Mommy, she cooks a lot.
I cannot argue.
You don't even cook, Daddy.
I kissed. We're back with another challenge. And today, we're having a food rematch. We're not going to do the pap. Today, we're going to do amala.
And just for the record, I've never, ever made... Or we both have... Did you make when you were younger?
When I was really, really little.
Okay, so I've never made amala, but I enjoy eating it, but I've never had to make it.
So this is what I have to deal with. She doesn't make amala, but she wants to eat it.
But he doesn't like amala.
He doesn't know where the amala comes from. She just eats it. So,
I hope I do it well.
Let's find out who can actually make amala. Let's go.
All right.
Ladies first.
Okay, so they say you have to make the water hot. Okay, so the water has to be hot, right? Right. My water is boiling now. I'm going to reduce it so that I have some hot water when I'm going to mix it. I hope I'm getting this right. So I keep that here. I already have the amala measured here. Okay. I think my first mistake is the fire. Okay. Let me see. Shouldn't be that hard, should it? Hey, Willie, there's cocoa. Oh, Lordy, Doddy. So I don't even know if I'm getting it right. Oh, Lordy, Doddy. I think I am. So, my own amala. My very first attempt. Yay! So I'm done, my first attempt, and I think I didn't do badly. Let's see if Rogba can beat this.
It's actually decent amala. I won't eat it, but it's decent amala.
What do you mean by you won't eat it?
It's not fully cooked. So Bio's done her amala, and it was pretty decent. So it's my turn to make amala. Let me see if I can do something better, or at least equally as good. Testing the water. Then we bring the amala here, and then we put it all in. Let it sit for a little while, just so that I can cook a little bit before we start stirring it around. Just let the amala cook so that it is properly cooked amala. It's not just mixed together and it's not done, and then you have to eat it like amala that some people made. So this is my amarogun. I need to bring the fire down now. Too hot to handle. So I start stirring it around until I can get it into a smooth paste, like so. So I have to add more hot water. Where's my hot water? There we go. It's going to be cooked amala with cocoa in it. Hey, I will not hear the end of this matter now. Who sent me this message? Please, somebody tell me. Sent me to go and be trying to make amala with you. More hot water. And we'll let it simmer a little longer. Yeah, just simmer. Yeah, we're gonna have to eat it like that. Yeah, I don't think there's any point putting this in the plate. I don't know if there's any point, Maybe if I sieve it. Maybe sieve amala.
So
yeah.
How the mighty have fallen.
Wait now.
Let me help you.
Wow.
You can dish. Oh, you don't even want to use the spoon. Oh wow, it's so grainy. And no matter how much you say cooked, there's some little lumps of powder.
No, so it has cocoa, but it's cooked. That's the point, it's cooked. And
mine
the
doesn't
texture.
have cocoa. And some people like the amala like this. I'm not a chef, but see, it's still drawy. It's softer. Anyway.
I know when I'm beaten.
I won this.
So Bio knows how to make amala better than I do. I need practicals.
You need practicals. Come for classes.
So.
Thank you so much for joining us. And
see you next time.
See you next time. Bye.
Yeah, take this one.
No, give me. That's why you wanted the same plate. Give me.
Cut. Isn't it? My problem with acting is.
Amiko cannot give you the reaction that you want.
That's why people act.
Seni can give you.
You can actually just call them if you want.
Hey, way.
You did any type of way that you didn't
Are we filming?
No,
Because if I answer you.
yes, I want to answer.
The next episode
of Love and Everything in Between.
Okay, so I still going to go